guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell from the title of this video, it's going to be about how I'm feeling post, I think it's like, let's see, my surgery was on March 8th, and when I'm recording this, it is April, I think it's the 3rd today. So almost a month. And there's a couple things I wanted to give you guys updates on. I'm sorry there was no video on Thursday, but I just felt terrible. And as you can tell, I'm still congested and don't have, I'm just not myself. So I'm going to sip on my tea, like chat with you what's been going on, how I'm feeling. Obviously, it's a little different because I feel yucky because of the sickness. If you guys are new, hi, thank you so much for coming and stopping. My name is Liz. I have been on a weight loss journey. Well, I've been on a weight loss journey for a really long time, but I had the gastric sleeve done on March 8th of this year, and I want to say like 3.5 weeks post-op. So I will tell you guys a couple things. So my heaviest weight, and I've said this in a previous video, my heaviest weight was 322 pounds, and I'm 5'11", and that was, when I hit that weight, I knew something had to change. I knew that I just couldn't do things anymore. I was always, doctors always told me, like, not told me, but they suggested, like, hey, I know you've tried this diet and that diet, and lifestyle change, the exercise and calorie deficit. I did do a calorie deficit for a couple months with my mom and lost, I think it was like 25 pounds. But I was just, that number scared me. And I always told myself I would never get over 300 pounds, and 322 was way past what I was comfortable with. I really had to evaluate my life, and if I kept going in the way I was going, it was just that scale was going to keep going upwards, and that was scary. So especially having an almost 3-year-old toddler who is crazy and wild and needs me around for a long time. And doctors had always suggested, like, hey, have you thought about weight loss surgery? And I was always like, no. Like, that's a last resort. I want nothing to do with it. I'm going to try it on my own. And after that, when I looked at the scale and saw that number, I was like, I need to do something, because obviously what I'm doing isn't working. So when we moved back here, we lived in Massachusetts for 7 years. And when we moved back here in 2020, I got a new doctor, and he's wonderful. He was like, not pushy. Like, some doctors are really pushy. Like, when you're overweight, they'll suggest, like, if you go in for a cold, they're like, oh, well, have you thought about what you're eating and weight loss? It's like, no, that doesn't I have a cold or a flu or something. Like, this has nothing to do with my weight. So, and if you're a heavy person, you know that all too familiar. It's kind of just what happens to us, unfortunately. So this new doctor was wonderful. He's treated me for things with my anxiety and depression. And finally I was like, can we talk about bariatric surgery? I'm very interested. I did my research. I wanted to see what I had to do to qualify. He was like, well, this is the stuff you have to do. So I did all of that stuff, the psych eval, like everything. He asked me why, and the biggest reason I could give him for doing this weight loss surgery now was because, and I told him, quote for quote, I want to get my life back. I want to do things with my kid. I want to play with him. I want to have energy to chase him. I want to go to the park and not feel uncomfortable. When you sit on those swings, and obviously some of those swings are for children, but sometimes they have ones for parents, and they squeeze my hips and it hurts. It's uncomfortable. Even like getting him out of the car and walking somewhere was uncomfortable for me. So it got to a point where I told him that, and he was like, okay, let's get things going. So he got things set up on his end. I got stuff set on my end. I went through everything with the program. Everybody said, you're good to go. Got my surgery date for March 8th. My weight on day of surgery was 300 pounds, and that was at my house. So it was probably like 302, 303 at the hospital if I had weighed there. Because obviously, you know, like you're when you're home, you are naked and it's the first thing in the morning, but you can't do that at the hospital. Now my current weight, and this is really exciting. I feel like I'm still almost in shock. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, when I look at the scale, I'm like, okay, cool. It's going down. And I'm 275. And you guys, I don't remember the last time I was that weight. Honestly, I think I was in the 280s or 290s when I was pregnant with Jack. And that was like the lowest I had been in a long time. So my total weight loss since my highest weight is 47 pounds and 25 pounds since surgery. And for 3.5 weeks to lose 25 pounds is, I would say, pretty incredible. And obviously it's because, you know, the first week you are on all liquids, and then they switch you to purees. And I have been struggling with pureed foods. Just in this last week, and I think it's because I'm sick, nothing sounds appetizing. I don't want to eat anything. It's probably why I've lost some weight too, because I'm like drinking a lot, so I'm doing like a liquid almost. Like, I'm having my protein shakes as much as I can tolerate them, and that's not very much. Maybe one a day, so I drink half in the morning and then half at night, so I'm getting my protein in. I drink some water throughout the day. Like tonight I had a yogurt, but I only had half, so half in the afternoon and then the half I had for dinner. I tried a cheese stick and I had maybe half of that. Definitely a learning experience along with all of this, teaching my body how to eat, what to eat. I'm still finding it hard to figure out when I'm actually hungry, because I'm not hungry. And I don't know that I ever was. It was more head hunger than anything. And for those of you that don't really know what head hunger was or is, it's really just like when your mind is saying that cheeseburger looks delicious, or wow, that person eating those fries, I could just down some fries. And then you have to understand that your body and your stomach are 85% or 80% gone, and you're left with this little tiny pouch that's like the size of my fist. I think my stomach is smaller than my son's, honestly. But you're left with this little stomach that you're like, girl, I don't know where you're going to put that. It sounds good, but eating it is a totally another thing. So in a way it's good, because it makes me know that, like, I'm obviously not really hungry. I need to listen to my stomach and not my head. So that's been kind of a battle these last like week or two. And I know it's because I'm sick. Everything is draining and everything's going into my stomach. And so, like, I feel yucky. Also, like, another thing that I'm struggling with is taking my medicine. And I know, like, in my past video, I was like, I don't know why people struggle so much with medicine. I think it's because, like, I take it every day. But it's not even remembering it. It's just physically taking it. Like, when I take a pill, I have to only take one. And I take 8 now in the morning, and I take 5 at night. And in the mornings, I'm like, okay, I can have one at a time. And it's like every 5 minutes I have to take one. But it just, like, thinking of it now just makes me nauseous. So those are the couple things that I've been struggling with. But for the most part, like, I want to tell you guys a couple non-scale victories. And if you are part of the bariatric community, people, it's so funny because I had no idea what NSV was. And I was like, why do people keep putting NSV? What does that even mean? Like, what do they mean? And it's it's a non-scale victory. So what that means is I am excited that I can cross my legs. Like, I could cross my legs before, but I can cross my legs comfortably. And I never really felt that way before. It was always kind of like, gotta get this over here, sit for a couple minutes, and then switch. And now it's just like, I'm good. Like, I'm comfortable. Another thing is that my clothes fit looser. which is really, really cool. It's cool to see, like, even if you don't see the scale moving, like I had a stall between week 2 and 3 where I plateaued at 280 and it didn't move, and it was very discouraging. I got really sad. It was good for like, it was like a week that scale didn't move. So finally it moved, and I'm super grateful that it did, because some people stall for like 3-4 weeks. To see that scale move was great. But having my clothes fit looser, having people like say, like, I went to my mom's house the other day, she's like, wow, you look really skinny. And like, I think it's hard for me to accept the compliment, because I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Because I still don't see, I see it sometimes, but I'll go past a mirror and I'm like, nope, I'm still that big girl. And I think that's going to be a huge challenge, is changing that mindset of, no, my body is changing, and I mean, I like every bit of it, but I'm doing the right thing. I'm listening to a nutritionist, and I'm doing all of the right things, and I'll get there. So that's going to take time. I know that, but for right now, it's just, it is nice to hear. Another non-scale victory. Let's see what else. Getting on the floor with my kid to play. That was something that I was excited about, because it's not as uncomfortable as it used to be. Like, I'd be heavy breathing, getting down and getting up. It was really hard. So another non-scale victory is I am off my blood pressure medicine, which is so exciting. That was one of my goals, top goals, was to get off my blood pressure medicine. And I knew something was weird. So 2 weeks ago, I take my medicine twice a day. So I take it in the morning and at night. So I was taking it in the morning, and every time I got up, I felt lightheaded. I felt dizzy. I even passed out one day. And I was like, something's not right. So I checked my blood pressure, and it was really, really low. The top number was really low. So it kept feeling that way. So finally I was like, something's wrong with my blood pressure, and taking blood pressure medicine would make my blood pressure go down. So it would have made it, if I kept taking it, would have made it go down even further. So one day I decided to not take it, which is, I don't advise this, talk to your doctor first. But I knew in my gut that this was what I needed to do. Stopped taking my blood pressure medicine that morning, and I felt like myself. I felt like I could do things. When I got up, wasn't dizzy or lightheaded. I was drinking and I was eating as much as I could, and so I knew that wasn't it. So I knew the blood pressure medicine was it. So called my doctor. She was like, let's take you off of it. So she took me off of it, and she's like, we'll reevaluate in a couple months. So keep track of it. So I'm off my blood pressure medicine, and I'm excited about it. I feel, for the most part, I feel good. I'm starting to feel, this is so weird, this bone right here, like, if you can't see it, but when you're chubby, like, you don't see it, but I could like start to feel it, and that's really cool. Anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make this long of a video, but I wanted to kind of let you guys know what's been going on and how I've been feeling. So if you guys are thinking about bariatric surgery, let me know. Like, ask any questions you have. There are tons of Facebook groups that will help you. Like, I am on there every day. I see a post every day of people asking questions, and immediately people are answering questions back. So if you don't want to call your doctor, if you want like an instant answer or support or help, reach out to a Facebook group, and they're just wonderful. It's really a cool community. So let me know if you're thinking about it, if you have any questions, concerns. I did a lot of research in the beginning, and I asked friends that I knew who had it. My dad had the gastric bypass. So I asked him for, I asked him a couple things, and just make sure you have a good support team, because that's going to be crucial to your success. But yeah, so I'm just going to hopefully start feeling better and keep that scale going in the right direction, going down. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.